Welcome back to South for Your Mouth. We are here today with
Kayla. Today we're going to be doing a sweet potato souffle. We're actually doing a Thanksgiving pre-prep. So today I'm not going to actually bake it. I'm just going to make it so I can put it in the freezer. And then when the time's right, I'm going to take it out, defrost it, and I'm going to cook it at 350 until golden brown on the top. So today we're going to start out with our yams. And this is a 40-ounce can. But I don't think we're gonna use it all because we only need 3 cups of our potatoes. So they've already been mashed up with our mixer. They look real good and creamy. I'm gonna set this to the side. And we're gonna use this. This is a half a cup. So we're gonna go in. Okay, that's gonna be half. Whoops. So that's 1 cup. Spilled a little bit. 2. I guess you can use all of it. We'll just go ahead and add the whole thing. So when you do mash up your potatoes, just put the whole thing in there. Might as well. Okay. Next, we're gonna put 3 eggs into a bowl. And we're gonna beat those up a little bit. We're gonna put 3 eggs. That looks good. Okay, we're gonna pour that directly in. Okay. Next is half a teaspoon of salt. So here I've got my salt. I'm just going to use this bowl here in case there's a little spillage. It's okay. The salt makes it taste good. All right. And what we're going to do is just add everything to the bowl. We're just going to put everything into the mixing bowl. Next, we have half a cup of coconut. So we're gonna take our coconut. Okay, so I'm gonna do half a cup of coconut, and I'm using the coconut flakes, and these are sweetened. I've got that here in this bowl. So I'm gonna pour it in like that. And as we go, we can go ahead and mix that all in. Okay, next we have our sugar. Our sugar is 1 cup. All right, so we'll just do that. A lot of sugar. And we'll stir that in as well. It's starting to smell good. So this is my grandma's recipe. Brings back real good memories.
And tell us your grandmother's name.
Her name was Nellie Mae Knighton.
And tell me about her a little bit.
So Grandma was real sweet. She loved Jesus, and she taught all the grandkids and her kids about Jesus. And she was just the best friend you could have. If you had something you needed to share, she was always willing to listen, and especially when we were making food together. So Thanksgiving's special to me because we would make these foods and talk about things and just have the best of times. So the smell of this is really bringing back some good memories. Okay, so I've added in my 1 cup of milk. All right, we're gonna stir that up real good. All right, so next, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, and we have the Happy Home vanilla. Okay, let's make sure we got 1 teaspoon. Pour that over. Drop it in. Okay, and then after I mix that up, I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of the cinnamon. All right, I'm just gonna wipe this off a little bit. That looks good. All right. So the only thing left that we're gonna add is our melted butter, and that's 3/4 stick of butter, and I've got it here in this bowl. We've got our 3/4 stick of melted butter. Let's get our last ingredient. All right. Cinnamon really made it smell good. You're just gonna stir it in until everything's mixed in together. That butter takes a minute because it's still warm. Okay. All right, now we've got everything mixed in together. I'm gonna go ahead and pour it into my pan. This is a square pan. Okay, I'm gonna get the spatula. Get all the good stuff out. We don't wanna miss anything. We wanna get all of it. Okay. So now we're gonna work on our topping. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna get half a stick of butter and make sure that it's melted. Okay, we're gonna pour that into our bowl. All right, 1 cup of brown sugar. Looks like this. Let's see, let me get a spoon and I'll mix that up real good. Mix it as we go. And we don't want this too liquidy because this is gonna be a crumble topping that's gonna go on top of our sweet potato. So when it looks like this, the first time I made it, I was nervous because it looked funny, but this is a good consistency to start out with right now. Okay, we've got 1/2 cup of flour. And this is our self-rising flour. Like I said, don't be intimidated when it looks a little clumpy like this because it's gonna be a really, really good crumble topping, especially when we add in our pecans. And the measurement on our pecans is 1 cup. And you can use any kind of nut that you like, but I found that the pecans work the best. So we're just gonna keep mixing. It might take a little. Okay, so we've got this consistency. The last thing that we're gonna add is our pecans, and that is 1 cup. All right, once again, we're just gonna stir all that in there. And I kind of mash it in a little bit and stir it all around so that way the pecans get all over everything. And this, again, it might take you just a little bit to get it all mixed in the way that you like it. So don't get discouraged. So back to my grandma, when she was alive, she lived to be about 97. And so she always loved to be in the kitchen. And when she got older, she got sad because she couldn't do these things anymore. But I would sit in the kitchen and do it for her. So she would sit on a stool and tell me exactly what to do. And it was a way for her to spend time with me and still have a way to cook. So we had fun. All right. So now once I get it looking like that, my hands are clean. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my hands in and kind of mash it up a little bit. And then I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna crumble it over the top of my sweet potato. So I'm just gonna crumble it over like that. You don't wanna mash it in there, you just wanna take it and just leave it over the top. So when you put this in the oven and it's browning, it's gonna come out real nice and brown on the top because of your pecans. One year I tried to do this with a spoon And Grandma said, no ma'am, you don't do it that way. You gotta do it with your hands. So, yes ma'am, that's how we do it.
Do it with what the good Lord gave you.
That's right. The amount that we've measured out, you've got, if you use one of these square pans, you'll have just enough to get all of it covered. I try to cover every bit, just like Grandma did. And it might seem like a lot, but once you get it all cooked, you'll thank Grandma. She'd say, trust the process, Kayla. Okay, I'm just gonna keep on going until we use it all. That was a little bit of a chunk, so we'll squeeze that in. It's gonna give it a good, nice, crunchy layer. So it's gonna be so good. The inside's gonna be nice and warm and creamy, and the top's gonna be crunchy and brown. And there we go. Okay, we've got this all saran wrapped up. So we're gonna put this in the freezer and then we're gonna leave it there, and when Thanksgiving comes, we're gonna take it out, defrost it, and like I said, when you go to put it in your oven, you're gonna cook it at 350 until the top is real good and brown.